Now, where are you from?
Dade County, Florida.
Certain part you represent?
Yeah, Richmond Heights, Harlem Heights, 152nd.
Still living in Dade County?
Nah, I'm living in Duval now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how old were you when you made that choice?
It was about like, I was like 17, 18. I was doing real bad in school and stuff, and then my dad had to talk with me. He was like, bro, you doing this and that, like, you need to come up here and get right. So I was like, yeah.
So was it even a choice, or you kind of were forced?
Nah, it was a choice, because, like, the people I was hanging around, they wasn't doing what, they weren't doing right. So I was like, I'm going to just go ahead and make that move. Like, it's a smart thing to do.
So that was after high school?
Yeah, like right after high school.
Now, do you go back and visit?
Yeah, I was down there for my birthday. I got a rental and went down there and seen my family and everything.
How often do you go back to Dade County?
Not that often, cause I be here, living here, working here, in Duval, so it's not that often.
Now, growing up in Dade County, and even growing up for the end of your teenage years into adulthood in Duval County, can you paint that picture for us? What was that like growing up in either?
It was kind of hard. It was kind of hard because I ain't always have everything. Like, it was definitely a struggle, like watching my mom and everything. I didn't really have too much. It was really hard.
Economically, are we talking poverty?
Poverty, just all around, like different things going on in that environment. It's just a lot.
When you moved to Duval County, were you still in that same poverty level?
No, cause my dad, he actually like had a little bit, like he was better, like financially, so like it was kind of leeway to go with him, and versus down there in Miami with my mom.
Now, sounds like your parents are separated.
Yeah.
How young did that happen?
Shit, probably like 2 or 5, like around that age.
Very young.
Yeah, really young.
You lived with your mom the whole time?
Nah, I lived with her for school years, and then for the summer I come with my dad. But like, I think a couple years when I was doing bad, like they'll try to switch it to see like if I could do better over in Jacksonville, like. But
Good terms with both?
yeah, good terms with both of them. We got love for both of them.
Dealing with that separation of your parents, was that hard?
It was, because sometimes I felt like I was put in between their differences, but like as the years went on, like I started to understand them more. They started to understand me more. So it was kind of like better at the end.
Now, when you were with your mother and living with her, did you have another father? Not want to say another father. Did you have another male figure?
Yeah.
I was going to say father figure.
Yeah.
Wrong choice of words there. Did you have another male figure in your life when you were living with your mom, and vice versa? When you were living with your dad at certain times of the year, was there a female figure?
Yeah, it was a female figure. It was my stepmom.
Okay.
But she's like my mom. She always been there since I was young. And then it's been my stepdad, my brother's dad. Like he been there since I was young too. So it was definitely a father figure and a mother figure, like in the household. But you know how the streets is too, like, and how your environment could be. So, but I definitely always had that figure.
Let's say somebody's watching this and they're dealing with the separation of their parents. Now, circumstances could be different for everybody.
Yeah.
But is there any general advice you have, somebody watching this, going through these motions right now themselves?
I would just say, it's not gonna be that way forever. You know what I'm saying? It's just the differences they got between themselves. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as long as, it should be love and stuff like that. So, you just got to understand your parents more and understand that it's not your fault.
Now, growing up in poverty,
Yeah.
what was the bottom point?
The bottom point.
The absolute worst point of those financial times there for you? When did it get really bad?
I would say like it's probably two things I can remember. Like just like the points where you have no food. Like it was one time, like I really like boohoo cried over it because of what I knew. Like it was I think my mom had like a fish platter or something she brought home from work. So we was all grabbing, we ate, everybody ate dinner, and then like it was like a couple pieces left. I had woke up, I was hungry. I was like, damn, I'm so hungry. So I had went and got to the fish plate, but then I was thinking, I was like, if I eat this, then my brothers and sisters not gonna have nothing. So I was like, damn. But I ate it, and when I ate it, I was so like upset because I was just like, damn, what they gonna eat? Like, and then another time too is just like just you seeing things you want that everybody else have too. Like you just be like, damn, why I can't have that? Like what they got. Like, so it's just that part too. And then like when you get older and stuff, you realize material stuff is not really that important. But when you're a child growing up in that environment, you kind of like, damn, I want that, you know.
Are we talking about like you being in school and seeing kids wearing certain types of clothes and name brands and that sort of thing?
Yep. Like Jordans. I never had Jordans till I came to Jacksonville. When I came to Jacksonville, that's all I was buying, like J's, like all the retros. And then when I stopped, like I had over like $2,000 worth of Jordans, and then I sold them because I was like I don't really like Jordans no more. Like I got over it quick, but just the thought of like you never having it before and stuff like that.
So it's almost like since you didn't have it and you wanted it, when you could finally get it, you kind of like overdosed.
Yeah.
Kind of like making up for the lost times that you couldn't get it. And then having them around, like $2,000 worth, I don't know, that might be 15 pairs, maybe more. It's like, again, that overdose. You got too many, you're kind of sick of it. You're kind of over it at that point.
Yeah, you kind of over it. Like, you just like, damn, I done did it already now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that big like it was.
Do you think, because there's always a debate about school uniforms, do you think if, and I don't know if you were around it, sounds like you weren't around school uniforms, but do you think school uniforms should be something that's implemented in the school system?
Well, I always had uniforms.
You did?
Yeah, like, but you could just like, when I went to school, you could wear jackets and different shoes and stuff, and hats and accessories and stuff. But like, I definitely do think like schools should have uniform because like, you know what I'm saying, somebody's situation may be different, and you know, you there to learn and stuff. You're not really there to like see who look the flyest and stuff. Even though that's something that come with it, you know, you be trying to look fresh for school and stuff. But like, and then like people coming into school that aren't there to, you know what I'm saying, like be good to the children. Like they coming to do something, like that way you know the difference between students and people outside the school and stuff. But like, I think uniform is good though.
Do you think it should be a stricter rules with the uniforms, like uniform shoes and accessories too?
No, I don't think so. Cause I feel like you should give the students at least some way to express themselves and look how they want to look. You feel me? Like, you know, even with people, how they braid their hair or certain customs that they used to. So, no, I don't think you should take accessories and stuff away.
But do you think seeing those accessories and stuff like that in school cause these wants and wishes?
It has a little bit to play in it, but it's really, you have to look at the environment, the structure, the way everything is, like the system, how the people who run the system, how they made it to be. So if the system was never like that, then it wouldn't be for all these needs and wants. Like everything would be equal, or, you know.
Now, when it came to the poor environment, you having these wants and wishes for better things, did this ever lead into street activity?
Yeah. And it's probably because you want things, but it's also because, like, you gotta survive. You don't really have the luxuries. You don't really have the time, or you don't really have, like, just things that other people may take for granted, like food and stuff like that. Like, you gotta go out there and get it yourself because of the situation. You gotta survive. So.
Now, one may be watching this and say, you can get a job and survive.
Yeah, true. It's like, it's like you can get a job and survive. Like, I mean, I got a job now, you feel me? Like, I'm still working. Like, you gotta work to get income. But sometimes it's harder to go that route. Like, it may be different things stopping you. Like, you may already have a record, or, you know what I'm saying? It may be different things. People have different situations. So some people might not be able to go and apply and, you know, get a job with their type of record or whatever, and they just got to get it how they have to get it. So it's kind of different with different people and stuff. But me, I just seen it. It was around me. So, like, it was the easy route. It was like, you know, I already knew how to get it. You know, I didn't know plenty ways as I do now, like, you know, investing and stuff and doing that. But, like, if that's all you know, then that's all you're going to do.
How young did the street activity path start?
I would say when I got to middle school, like 12, when I was 12, in like 6th grade, like, I just started hanging around, like, the wrong crowd and stuff, and just doing different things and stuff like that.
Can you describe what type of street activity it was that you had gotten yourself into?
Just hanging around, like, people who are associated with gangs, and you know, selling to make a profit, you know, doing things to, you know, like, basically, for me, it was to help me, like, you know what I'm saying, like, survive, like, you know, and then it kind of became like something like, I don't know, like, just your regular day people too, like, because that's all you know. So, but I mean, just things like that, that's really.
Before you got into selling some items the street activity route, did it start off by selling maybe candy in school or something of that nature? Or did you just go right into selling items street activity route?
Nah, like, I always been the type to hustle, I guess. Like, my dad, my stepdad, but my dad, he was like an entrepreneur. Like, he sold different things, like African products and stuff like that, and purses and different things. And, like, we went to the flea market with him and stuff and set up different things. So, like, I sold candy, like, anything, you can name it, like anything, you know, just to kind of, like, find my way. But, like, it didn't start there. It started with little things. Even when I was probably, like, in the 4th grade, I remember I got in trouble for selling some Capri Suns. But, like, it was anything really.
Do you think those things that you just described was a gateway to selling items the street activity route?
No, I think it was just really knowledge. Like I've been had the knowledge, so when I needed to act on it and survive, like I just used my knowledge.
Was it unavoidable, that route for you? Could you have not gone the street path and done the job route, or no?
I could have if I knew how to, and I could have if I didn't go through the things that I went through. I think that I probably would have went that route. I mean, I am that in that route, but like that route sooner.
Looking back, dealing with the streets, that can be a very risky option.
Yeah.
There's consequences that can come from that. There's certain stresses that can come from that.
Yeah.
That looking over your shoulder feeling that can come from that. It can get worse. There can be violence associated with it. Could be some sort of imprisonment associated with it, whether it be juvenile, county jail, prison,
Yeah.
state or federal. And worst case, death.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know these type of things from the jump or no?
Most of them you do, you know. At the end of the day, you're not really thinking about, like, yeah, of course you think of it, you see it on TV and the news and stuff, but like, it goes back to the system too. It's a cat and mouse game. Like, you got to do what you got to do, but you know it's called repercussions and stuff, and things you have to deal with at the end of the day for doing those things. So, you know, the whole thing is you just got to play it smart. Like, you just got to know what you're doing and can't stand there forever. Like, you know.
Speaking of death, have you seen a dead body before?
Yeah. I'm not gonna say the name, but it was my boy E. We went to middle school together, and I ain't hear the gunshots or nothing like that. I guess the dogs was barking at that time. But we woke up in the morning, and my mom had called us outside. She was like, "Y'all come out, y'all know him, da da da." So I was trying to figure out what was going on, and then we got like a little hill thing by our house, and there's a street behind us, our house. So he was on the, you know, he was laid out and stuff, and like 12 had came to get him, and like that's the first time I seen. I was like, dang.
You went up to the body and you saw?
No, I didn't go up to it, but we had like, it sounded wrong, but we had like binoculars and stuff. We were trying to figure out what was going on. And like you could clearly see it, and I got good eyes, so like I was like, dang.
What did you see?
It was a chain snatching. I think it happened around 5 a.m. and he gave him the chain and they still shot him. Like his head was like, it was just crazy.
Now, there's people that see dead bodies in television, movies,
Yeah.
video games. They hear about the descriptions of a dead body through music. There may be some people watching this right now that have never seen a dead body.
Yeah.
How realistic is that? Seeing it even with binoculars or from where you saw versus seeing a dead body in television and those sort of items there?
You said how it is what again?
Yeah, is there a difference in what you see from those television imageries of dead bodies and that sort of thing versus you looking through binoculars and you seeing a dead body pretty close?
It is a difference because I guess you realize that this is real. This is not no movie or nothing like that. When you're looking at a movie, you're like, okay, that's fake, that's acted. They got actors and they put it all together to make it look like that. But like when it's real life, you kind of like feel it. You like, dang, like, and it's real. Like, it's kind of shocking.
You mentioned you saw something with his head and that sort of thing. How realistic is that of what you see, maybe a gunshot in a video game of somebody getting their head shot, or in a movie? How is it pretty realistic, aside from the feeling?
Movies are close to reality, I would say, more so than the video games, because it's very gory. Like, but I would say movies come the closest to like how reality looks.
You did mention it was a chain snatching.
Yeah.
Does that make you think twice? I mean, you have a chain right now as we speak, tucked in. But does that make you worried about, I mean, obviously you own a chain, but does it make you worried about having a chain, how you wear it, what kind of chain you get, these sort of things?
I'm very, very, very conscious about the chain. Like, I don't know. And that comes down to jewelry too. Like, I be thinking, contemplating about like, should I even wear jewelry? Like, cause I know what it do to people in general, my people. Like, and it don't make me like scared or nothing like that. Like, I just be wearing my chain, but like, I keep protection and people around me who care about me and stuff. So like, and then you gotta think about like what type of situations you putting yourself into, like the places you going. You just have to be conscious about what you're doing. But, you know, it don't make me like.
When it comes to your street activity past, any regrets?
No, not really, because like it made me who I am today. I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, you know, I'm a gangster because I'm an R&B singer, but like, you know, I did what I did, and like it helped me learn about different things. Like, and how to conduct myself moving forward.
Was it worth it? Was the risk worth the reward, or what you got out of it?
Yeah, because sometimes the reward was just seeing a smile on my brother's and sister's face, or, you know, putting a couple sodas in there in the fridge or something like that, or buying some food and showing my mom that, you know, I'm trying to look out too. I see you. Your hard work hasn't gone unnoticed.
Speaking of your mom, did you hide this from her, your parents?
Yeah. I ain't tell them. I think one time my mom was, she was searching in my drawer one time. I don't know how she ain't see it, but I had some weed in there one time. And like I was legit, like I think in middle school when I first started something. And like she was like, let me check your drawer. I was like, why? I was like, oh no. So she was searching in there and I was searching in there with her, trying to cover it up. And she didn't see it. But like I always try to, like, you know how you act a certain way in front of your parents, but a different way in front of your friends. Like I just tried to keep that away from them. And you know, I didn't want them to look at me different either too. You feel me?
Did they eventually find out?
Oh, yeah, eventually. But, you know, by that time I was a little older, and, you know.
What was their reaction when they finally found out for the first time you're involved in street activity?
I think what was the first time? I had a red bandana. I was hanging with some Bloods. I still know them. And then like I posted it on Facebook, like they went crazy. They was like, and then I guess other people was texting them, like some of my other family members were texting them, telling them, you know what your son doing, da da da. So like I think that's when my mom got the phone call. She came in the room. She was like, what is this? I'm like, hold on, wait, what's going on? So like, that's when they started getting worried. That's when, like, they was trying to get me up to Duval permanently away from that. And, like, you know.
Now, you were obviously doing this in middle school, and you were still attending middle school, so you were 1 foot in school, 1 foot in the streets.
Yeah.
Let's say somebody's watching this right now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're 1 foot in school, 1 foot in the streets. Circumstances could be different. Any general advice you have for that kid right now watching, listening to your story, maybe doing the same thing themselves?
Shit, I would say just keep your head up, because 9 times out of 10, they ain't gonna be in that type of situation unless they going through what, people who going through, like, or what I'm going through. So I would say just keep your head up, try to get away from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, try to find a different route. It's not really a safe route, and not everybody make it out. And yeah, that's basically all I can say. Just keep your head up for real. Just be positive. Like,
what's the percentage of people that make it out?
not a lot. Even rappers, like, there's so many rappers that just died or got shot recently. Like, I ain't gonna name no names, but just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, even when you, like, get to a certain point in success, like, people still trying to, like, one name I will say XXX. Like, you feel me? Like, it's crazy, bro. Like, so it's not really a lot of people. You feel me? But
when it comes to school, did you graduate?
yeah, late though. Late.
Late meaning you dropped out and went back?
Nah,
or late like you?
So, like, you asked me earlier, did I move from Miami, like, before or after high school? It was kind of before, because it was like my last year. And I think I needed like a couple more months worth. So like it was just a couple more months. But it's because I was like, fooling around, like, so that's why it was late, but it was just like a couple months.
So you didn't get held back a grade or anything like that?
No.
Were you able to walk?
Yeah, at a different school. I had to go to it's kind of like an alternative school.
Okay.
But it wasn't like, it's supposed to be like a good high school, like good program thing, like, so it wasn't like a bad school, but it was like one of those decent, like charter schools.
Why finish?
Because I felt like I owed it to myself. And, if you can, why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it was a big thing for my parents too. So it just, like, I did it for them, did it for me. So that's really why I did it. And, I mean, if you're not gonna go to college or anything, at least get through high school, you know what I'm saying? And I actually went to college, but I dropped out.
So finishing and getting your diploma, that was self-motivated?
Yeah.
Reason why I ask is because I've done interviews with people that get wrapped up in street activity, and there's different reasons why they drop out.
Yeah.
One, they might be making a certain type of income, the street activity route, that they see no need to go to school.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Mm-hmm.
Some, it's a time thing. Maybe they're spending so much time with the street activity, they're absent in class, and it's like, okay, I got to pick one or the other, and
I had really good parents. Like, my parents was really good. They beat me. They drugged me by my ear, But I had some good parents. Like, if it wasn't for them, then I probably would have been in that route. You feel me? So I kind of had my foot in, and then my foot in over here too. Sometimes a little more over here, but I always found my way back straight because the people that supported me.
You also mentioned that you graduated at a different school in a different county like that last year. Are we talking like senior year or are we talking junior year?
Senior year.
Okay, so senior year. That can be a big deal for some kids. People can find that to be traumatic. You know, you grow up with a certain group of people in middle school and then in high school, and to just be taken out your last year away from friends, acquaintances, people that you grew up with, some people can have a hard time dealing with that.
I did, like, and it wasn't, like, I got used to it. Like, I've been moving back and forth since I was little, like, from Dade County and Duval. Like, go school year in Dade County, school year in Duval. Oh, he doing bad. Let's move him up here for the school year. And then he come down to Dade County for the summer. So it was like a lot of back and forth. I lost friends, gained friends, kept friends. Like, it's just, so I kind of got used to it. And I think, that's one of the other things that kind of, like, made me distant in the type of person that I was.
You weren't worried about that last year being, you know what, this is one more year, I might as well just finish in Dade, and then I'll just move to Duval after high school and just start a brand new life, or a new start.
Yeah. No, I wasn't even thinking about that. Like, my dad actually came to to Miami to sit down with my mom and me, and it was kind of like one of those talks, like, hey, bro, what you doing? Like, you need to get on the right path.
Sounds like an intervention.
Yeah, it worked too. And I was smart enough to make that move and be like, damn, my boy just got locked up. You know what I'm saying? It's like so much stuff going on. Like, I'm not trying to be going that same route. Like, I'm about to do something different. And then I'm doing better, like, and I go back to Dade County and some people doing good, some people still doing the same thing. So I'd be like, damn, it was pretty good to go to Jacksonville.
Hindsight 2020, no regrets there, doing it the last year, making that move, making that change.
No regrets.
Wish you would have done it sooner?
Nah, because then that means I would regret it. I would want something to be changed. I think that probably would have helped me go a different route. Probably would have helped me, to be financially stable, like, and stuff like that in life, much sooner. But I don't think that anything should have been changed or anything. I think it just played out how it was supposed to.